Cry havoc. And maybe let's slip some Dogs of War. It's pretty cool. It's fine. It's chill. I don't know what's the obsession with Dogs of War. I mean, I'm aware that dogs were used in war, but I'd rather just have a person with a pointed stick.
The cat of war, just bat, just knocking everything down.
Cat of War. You could, if cats are really good at knocking things down, you could use cats as an anti-siege tower weapon. People try to climb up the top, just bat them off. Works great. But yeah, what's with the obsession with Dogs of War?
I don't know. You would think you would surrender to a group of cats versus a group of dogs.
Elephants of War are pretty cool. How come nobody ever cries havoc and lets slip the Elephants of War? They're so much more effective.
I mean, isn't that what Hannibal did?
Maybe. I don't know my ancient military history. I just know they were elephants somewhere.
He's the guy who got elephants to cross the Alps in ancient Rome.
Ah. Okay. Then yes, he did do that. With at least one elephant. Which, yeah. Anyway, how's the weather? Oh, right. The first episode today is Dogs of War, and then the second is What You Leave Behind. On the Amazon version, it's all one episode. It doesn't have that break in the middle like it did for the TNG finale. It just goes on through. It should be okay.
Might be the actual broadcast version this time, though.
They run all 3 episodes together? Or all 2, I guess, technically?
All 2. What You Leave Behind, part 1 and 2. The Amazon version is 1 hour, 32 minutes long, and 2 seconds.
Not the same. But, okay.
If it's within a few seconds, it's fine.
Oh yeah, I'll just hit the good. Well, no, I do run it as 1 episode, I believe. I should probably...
I'm trying to text you what my version is.
Yeah, What You Leave Behind is 1 episode.
Cool. So I was looking at the air quality map. It's very important, and it looks like all the wildfires and the smoke from that's all gone. That's contained. Now there's just some little wildfires.
Just little baby wildfires.
Yeah, tiny little, barely even an inconvenience.
Just the cutest of wildfires.
What do you do to wildfire?
Who's burning down those natural resources? It's just you. It's just you.
So yeah, there's no imminent threat of smoke coming over and engulfing the town in eternal darkness. Until next year. Next fire season.
Hey, mine is 1 hour and 28:09.
Okay, so you're 4 minutes off somehow. I don't know where that came from. We'll work it out.
Yeah.
Or you could use the Amazon version. Did you know that with Amazon Prime, you get access to Star Trek Deep Space Nine, as well as free 2-day shipping within the continental US? And you can subscribe to one content creator once per month for free on Twitch, with Twitch Prime.
Outrageous.
I hate everything that's happening right now.
Twitch.tv/Ryan's Edits. I don't stream, but you could click on the link.
Below. Don't forget to hit the bell.
Does Twitch have a bell? Again, I don't actually stream on Twitch. But I have an account.
They always say hit the bell.
Well,
I think
YouTube, you have to hit the bell. YouTube, you hit the bell because that sends like push notifications or something. I've never hit the bell on anyone once.
I've got the bell, and it doesn't really help because I've got a lot of. I just like, oh, the bell went off.
All right, 25 seconds to start, everyone. Everyone be ready. Everyone be queued up. And no, I'm not an affiliate on Twitch. I have like 3 followers because I don't stream.
Dogs of War?
Yes, Dogs of War. They shall be let slip. They're very slippery, those Dogs of War. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
You're not streaming your clock, by the way.
All right, I'll give you the clock. To Discord
I just switched to
specifically.
Amazon. I had my own
You're
version.
not blurred. You're not blurred. You're not blurred.
It's fine. I can show a little bit. There you go. This is where we are in the show, just to make sure everyone's synced up. And there's the blur.
And taken down.
It's fine. I can get 30 seconds of free Star
That
Trek
casual
video
beam
usage.
in the background.
Yes. The airport of DS9. People arrive and leave all the time. It's no big deal. Oh, look, there's the screen unblurred again. Except it takes 3 seconds to update. There it is. She's very confused. My God. Okay, let's blur that again. She's here. Who is it? Is it Kai Wen? It's the Sao
Kai
Paulo. God, look at that heavy breathing from Avery. He's so excited. Named for the people of Brazil. I didn't get a screenshot in time.
Isn't it considered bad luck to rename a ship?
I don't know. Maybe. Let me look it up. I have Google. Is it bad luck to rename a ship? It wants me to say boat instead of ship. And the Defiant is not a boat. So there you go. It's fine.
And the question is also flawed. Is it bad luck? Nothing is bad luck. Luck isn't a thing.
There is only the Force.
I agree, but I've always heard that the old boating thing.
Yes, hopefully also nobody believes that Macbeth is literally cursed. It's just something people say. But what's wrong with Sao Paulo? This is going to cause so much headache in the record keeping and the paperwork. 2 ships with the same name in the same registry of the same class.
Yeah, not even A. What the heck?
Doesn't it also still say NX at the top instead of NCC?
That's why there's just
But they couldn't afford to redo all the shots of the ship.
But then why did they blow it up in the first place?
drama.
Because Deep Space
was
Nine
gone
has
for
to
like
undo
one
everything.
episode.
It has to undo everything that it created at the end of the season.
But now the interior is different.
Oh, someone was
All the colors have
going
been
through.
changed.
Yeah, it's purple now instead of red.
Yeah.
Deutschland, when you talk, we get really loud show audio sometimes. Oh, hey, Vaughn. I forgot about Vaughn. How could I forget about Vaughn? He's always here. Yeah, Kira and Damar, but Vaughn, though. I'm sure this will go well. I know. I've been sort of wondering what videos I should make next week, and I have a couple, but I think I'm going to do one for just the roles of Vaughn. Just clips of all the different people Vaughn has played.
Make sure that the background is him singing his little song.
Does he sing? When does Vaughn sing?
He has a song about all the roles he's played in Star Trek. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. Vaughn Armstrong.
Link.
Song. There's an interview. Okay, I don't see it immediately, but I'll have a note. Isn't he dead?
One time that I have seen him sing it is in an interview, so that might be it.
Okay. Isn't Vaughn Armstrong dead?
The actor?
Am I thinking of someone else? Oh no, he's fine. He's alive. See, even Kira's all broken up about Von Armstrong's death here. Oh well. Well, while we're waiting for the intro, let me look him up. Memory Alpha, Von Armstrong. How many characters? It's a lot. Let's see. Captain Chorus in TNG Heart of Glory. Goldenar in past prologue. Dr. Telek Ramor, Eye of the Needle. He's a Vidian captain. He's 2 of 9. He's an ex-Borg, an XB. Excuse me. Seskal, Alpha Hirogen, Koroth, Admiral Forrest, Mirror Admiral Forrest, a Kretassin, and another Klingon captain. It's a lot of roles. That's 12 roles, or 11 if you count Forrest as one.
Which actor are you talking about?
Von Armstrong. Admiral Forrest.
How many roles did Jeffrey Combs have?
A lot. Let me look it up. Memory Alpha, Jeffrey Combs. At Deutschland, when you talk, we still get really loud show audio. Only when you talk, though. Okay, now, about Jeffrey Combs, do you count every different Wayun as a separate character?
No.
I mean, Memory Alpha will.
Yeah, so I have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is all mixed up. Hang on.
That better?
1, 2, 3,
I-
4, 5, 6, 7. 7 characters, but a whole bunch of like different Wayuns and Mirror Brunt. And there's also +1 Holosuite guest, but he's just like in the background for a split second.
I would consider 2 Wayuns. The one where he went rogue and
Oh, yeah. It's the one where he appears twice. Sorry.
Is it?
Yeah, we just said Jeffrey Combs as Wayun and Brunt.
But does he show up as both in this episode?
Yeah, he does. It actually, I mean, it just said as Wayun and Brunt. Those were the
Okay.
words.
I wasn't looking at that. I'm looking at Memory Alpha.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. This is one of the episodes, or only one where he shows up as both.
I think it's the only one.
Now I need to look up Mila and see if this is the same actress as like season 2.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yep, Juliana McCarthy. Both times. Nice. And these are her only roles. As Mila, in Auburn Tane's housekeeper. She's pretty cool, though. Why does she have chains in her basement? For railing. Who
It's
just has
Kardashian.
chain rails? Oh, did that say directed by Avery Brooks? There were subtitles over it. This is directed by Avery Brooks.
Nice.
Also, I don't know why Kira's still wearing a Starfleet uniform, if she was planning to beam down to Cardassia.
Down to Cardassia as a representative of the Federation. They said so in the cold open.
I just don't think that's a good idea. It's what she's doing, but I don't like it. Oh yeah, Odo must have gotten his goo back already. Once again, Odo gets so many people killed. Thanks, Odo. Blood. So, Section 31, we first met them when they were questioning Dr. Bashir's loyalty and thinking of him as a traitor. Now, they also made the assumption about Odo, which is why they gave him the disease, because they knew he would transmit it, and they were right about him. He is a traitor. So it all worked out. Solid plan.
Hello?
Yes?
Hello?
Should I say something? Are you giving up on me?
Am I giving up on you? I'll never give up on you, Ryan.
So here's another thing that lots of people who complained about Picard saying that the Federation sounded like it was going downhill. Here's the Federation Council literally just sort
Thumbs
of
up to
turning their
genocide.
back on genocide.
It all works out.
Yeah.
Well, the Federation could do no wrong. Just because the Federation Council forced the relocation of a group of Native Americans against the objections of the captains they ordered to do it, what's the issue?
That sounds fine to me. I don't know what's wrong with that one.
Oh, you're right. Excuse me. I was wrong. It was against the objections of the captains and the admiral that they ordered to do it.
Yes, and the Admiral. The Cheyev.
The Federation Council's great.
Did they also try to forcefully relocate another species too in one of the movies?
I love Empella's outfit here. It's great.
You
I think this
would.
is also the first time she has lines.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There could be a reason behind that.
I mean, maybe they wanted to pay her a little bit.
Now, this isn't Star Trek related, but the tip system. I hate everything about it. Tips suck. Why can't we just have higher food prices? I would so much rather have higher food prices than have to tip.
Yeah. Well, okay. I agree. I think when your servers are probably paid appropriately, then you'll probably get better service.
I mean, in California, servers get the minimum wage that everyone gets, not like the $2.20 minimum wage. But you still have to tip.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's silly.
But that's the way it is. And it sucks.
And also, management can't get tips either, if I remember correctly. It has to be only the hourly regular employees that can get it.
Well, there are times when you do have really, really bad service, and
Jeez.
it's
he just swore on my Star Trek. He used the B word. It even said it in the subtitle. They can't do that. Swear on my Star Trek.
I've never watched this with subtitles. Does the subtitle spoil the joke here?
Which, oh. Well, I'll
think
let
it
you
might,
know in a
actually.
minute. No, I don't. Well, for that part, it just says do a lot of ... if you know what I mean.
Right.
I really don't want to think about Grand Nagazek doing those kinds of things with Ishka. Why do you gotta push this on a show? It's probably just gonna ... the name.
No, it doesn't give it away.
Good.
Congratulations ... Though it was very obvious he said ROM.
Well, if you're
Yes.
not, if you didn't know it and you're not paying attention to the staticky part, you wouldn't pick up on it immediately.
Really Grand Nagus material.
I love that they have static instead of it dropping out and buffering.
Now, Julian's hand lingered there, touching her hand for a little longer than was strictly necessary. I think he might like her.
You may not know this, but subspace is an analog signal. So you have static instead of artifacting and buffering.
Good. There's just there's dust in subspace. It interferes with the signal.
There's dust in subspace.
It's like they're gonna burst into song like a musical.
Oh my god, just kiss already.
They have 3 episodes left to explore this romance. Come on, get on
We
with
don't
it.
need to. They're both interested in each other, just kiss.
Well, Jadzia certainly didn't.
Jadzia was more interested in Captain Baudet. And
She
frankly, I
liked a
can't
guy
blame her.
She liked a guy who practiced complete transparency,
She
and you
likes a
could
guy
really
with
tell what was
brains.
on his mind.
Boo. Leave.
No, that was brilliant. You liked it, you know it.
You can see yourself out of this chat.
Man, that's very short.
Much like we can see Captain Baudet's brains.
Siddiq's not even that
Yeah.
tall. Ezri's just tiny. What's her name? Nicole.
Just small.
I still don't know how to pronounce her last name.
DeBoer.
Nicole to something.
Nicole DeBoer.
DeBoer. But she's
DeBoer.
not a bore.
I don't know. She's somewhat interesting.
Yeah. Why are there wind chimes on a space station? How's that gonna work?
Air currents from the life support system.
It lets you know if the life support has failed or if someone opened an airlock. I guess you could put a fan by your wind chime.
There has to be strong air currents in the station to recycle the air, Ryan. It's got to go somewhere. It's got to be all sucked up. Got to go through CO2 scrubbers.
You can't tell me that if you saw wind chimes working on a spaceship, that you would not be concerned. There might be a perfectly valid, legitimate reason for it, but it's going to make you uncomfortable. Why is there wind in
Right.
space?
Big, large enough warehouses have clouds in them.
This is the episode with Brent and Wei-Yan.
Yes.
I think it's the only episode with Brent and Wei-Yan.
No, please use his proper name, Brunt FCA.
Mm-hmm.
NASA's vehicle assembly building has clouds. And I also think the Everett factory in Washington does too for Boeing, if I remember right.
And you're just assuming it's Quark, man. You don't know. Maybe it's that waiter.
What's the diameter of Deep Space Nine? I think it's like what? It's
200
gotta be
meters.
like 1.7 kilometers. No,
I just made it up.
because
I don't know.
look how small the Galaxy class is when it's docked. It's got to be at least like almost 2K, like between
Now,
1.5
I'm trying
and
to
2K.
find dimensions. The issue is if you Google Deep Space Nine, it doesn't come up with the station. Because it's a
It
whole
says
show.
451.82 meters.
Oh, it's pretty close.
Only
If I worked on
400?
the radius.
1,400.
Isn't 1,400?
Oh,
I said about
1,400.
I said what 1.5K.
I don't see that on Memory Alpha, but it doesn't matter.
Well, I just typed Deep Space Nine diameter into Google, and it gave me that.
Oh, look at all that reused footage. That is not a rebel base. That was the place the Klingons attacked, actually.
Oh, and it's also the circumference of 2.3 kilometers.
Well, that's how math works. 2 pi r.
They can't even get a Cardassian to be on the screen anymore. They've run out.
Oh, we're gonna get loads of Cardassians in a bit. Actually, I don't know about this episode. Definitely next episode.
Or 1.4 mile.
Why don't we spend the rest of the war in the cellar? It feels safer. But then if they stayed in the cellar, they'd just be dead. So, not ideal. Ah, why do they have to show us these things? Why are their nails blue? What could they possibly have that makes them blue?
I don't know. It's probably nail polish.
Yeah.
It could be like what happens to flamingos. Maybe the insects they eat are blue.
Or that.
Could be copper or bronze. Like kind of a material that's mixed in, like how we have iron.
Oh, I love this.
The T word. Ah, taxes.
I love the. Well, I love the idea that a Ferengi reform is a tax on bribes. Beautiful.
Well, bribes should count as income, so I guess that's fair. Though,
Wait,
I feel like this bribe is still binding, even though he's not going to be the actual Negus.
Wait a minute. If I remember correctly, the IRS doesn't care where the income comes from. Even like if you do drug trade, they still want you to
there's
pay
a
the
section
taxes
for
on it.
illegal income.
Yeah.
Alright, my kilobits per second just dropped massively, but the stream's still running, so that's fine, I guess. It'll be slightly blurrier than it's supposed to be, oh no.
So Quark's a libertarian, basically.
Yes. I don't know if you can change him back, Quark. The Congress of Economic Advisor. God, he made a lot of changes. He's been really busy. Well, I guess it was Ishka that made a bunch of changes. And he just signed it. Things are terribly awry on Ferenginar. What are they doing? Kara, you were giving this big speech about not giving up last time we saw you. Now you're peeling the label off a bottle. What's happened? Go out and shoot a Jem'Hadar or something. Hello? Is it working? It looks like it's working.
I got Spinny Doom here on YouTube.
Spinny Doom? Well, I don't know why it has Spinny Doom.
now
It
it's
looks
fine.
like the bitrate is okay here.
I refreshed and it came back.
Okay. Okay, I think we
Ew.
did it.
Be Negus.
I don't know what happened. The stream just went to 0 bitrate and then never recovered. Sometimes it'll go to 0 and then it sends everything like at once that it missed because YouTube just didn't receive it properly, so it has to resend it. But that's not what happened here. Here it just went to 0 and stayed at 0. I don't know. But, yeah, so we can finish Dogs of War. There's a slight issue in that I can't change the countdown. Well, Okay. Right now, on the Amazon version, let me unblur the screen so you can see exactly where I am. And instead of having a countdown and a count up timer, we're just going to say we're at 26 minutes in at this precise frame. And we're all going to count down to 5 and press play together. Everyone be queued up to this point in the show. And hope that YouTube's intake server does not crash.
I gotta pull up YouTube now to find the frame.
It is 26 minutes. 26 minutes, 0 seconds if you're on Amazon.
It's
With Wayne
practically the
talking
same
to-
frame on Netflix.
With Wayne talking to, who is that? Like it Broca? I think that's Like it
Broca,
Broca.
yeah.
Is everybody
total
ready?
Almost.
26
All right,
minutes.
perfect. I had to turn the DPI on my mouse down. Oh, no, it started. Why did it start?
It's fine.
Apparently,
we can
changing my
fix it.
DPI on my mouse registers as a click.
Okay.
All right, I'm good.
Everybody get ready to press play in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. All right, I'll keep it unblurred for a second so you can make sure that everything's legit. All right. That's where we were. We did it. I have no idea what this is going to look like on the VOD, like how that transition between suddenly watching the episode and suddenly everyone freaking out about the bitrate.
Or should I say?
But if you're watching the VOD, if you're one of those weird people that watches after the stream, don't worry about how much of a disaster this was. It's fine. I need to add a system to my countdown program that lets me put in a specific time. What about all the other Alpha Quadrant species? Isn't there like 30 different empires that are just a few systems each?
Yeah, none of them are really a threat, though.
What about all those species that are like super high tech, 2 centuries ahead of the Federation?
What about the Packlids?
Yeah, what about the Packlids?
What about them?
They're
are
a great threat.
Packlid.
We know this.
We are strong.
I was just about to say the Packlids too.
Packlids will join Dominion.
I got the big helmet.
They are strong. The Dominion.
I wonder what
So
the Dominion would
if the
do.
Dominion thinks every
the
Federation
Packlids.
ship is the Enterprise, what do they call Dominion people? Like, do they call everyone in the Dominion a founder? Or do they call everyone Wayun?
Packlids?
Yeah.
No, they just call them Dominion.
Or Wayun.
Ugh, labor rights. Okay, that's a line that would not happen today.
Oh, it's even funnier today. What do you mean?
I don't think you can say that on TV. That doesn't sound right.
It's satirical, dude.
I
it
understand
would've
that
been
it's
pretty-
satirical, but it's going to rub a
would've
lot
been
of people
pretty
the wrong way,
horrifying
just
at the
like Quark
time.
does.
The problem with our culture right now is that people, if you like, you should, there should never be something that you can't joke about. You know what I mean? Like you can't. It's
That's absolutely not true. There are definitely things you can't joke about. Can't say joking. Like I know a few jokes that you can't say. That's good that you can't say them. Jokes can further a lot of really bad ideas.
You don't want to
But that's why-
normalize something bad.
But this was basically sarcastically joking, like, you know.
No, this was. I think this would have made people really uncomfortable at the time. This wasn't a time when we thought, asking for sexual favors from your employees was okay.
No, the creators of the show are clearly
very often.
The creators of the show are clearly being satirical, and they're saying like, no, Quark is a terrible person for saying things like this. But still. Oh, it's perfect that we're watching this episode right after First Contact. Because Quark is going to make a reference to that. Kinda. Where? This far? Now, it was slightly more dramatic when Patrick Stewart said it. Slightly more dramatic. But that's okay.
Still pretty good.
Ah, Kira, don't be so paranoid. It was not approved. You didn't fill out your paperwork, Garrick.
Do you have a bridge pass? Or that specific corridor pass?
Do they have a license to walk in there?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want Garrick to do? He's being detained by 2 genetically engineered cops. What do you want?
The best is yet to come.
I mean, hopefully, the first half of this stream, everything was crashing.
I guess.
Not my computer. My computer's fine, which is nice.
I was thinking maybe we could talk about both shows for like a half hour after the stream ends, because it's just we never have time to really. 7 seasons, great television.
So the Jem'Hadar there, he said to Damar, surrender or die. Really, the only option should have been die, and he should have just shot him. Just shoot him. You would have saved the Dominion.
If you kill him, you make him martyr. If you capture him and break him, then you deflate the entire spirit of the people.
But then, if they find that he's alive and they try to make him a martyr, then they know that he was already reported dead, is the issue. They can't say they killed him again. And our current timestamp is 3251, 3252, 3253, 3254.
Thanks.
And 33 minutes.
Sorry, we're in What You Leave Behind, right?
No, Dogs of War.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Should have asked that first. I'll catch up. But the Jem'Hadar, you said they just charge in?
No, they should just charge in. They're trying to do surrender or die. No, just shoot him. Just kill him. Why does the subtitle still say chanting freedom?
Because wherever they are, they're still chanting.
This is weird.
Yeah, being in an elevator period is weird. What?
He's practically touching her with his arm. They're so close together. I guess they have to be for the 4x3. It's not that big a hallway.
And a camera lens, too. I heard on Delta Flyers podcast, they talked about that. How certain camera lenses you have to be real close in order to get in frame.
Well, now they're way too close.
Yeah.
Bye. How does Worf feel about this? He seems okay with it. He has to do a little bit of processing, but he's fine.
I think he's used to it from season 7 of TNG.
Why would season 7 of TNG make him used to this?
Well, he doesn't get Troy in that last season arc either.
But he kind of does. They just don't get a chance to explore it. They just drop the storyline.
True. Just the punchline. The episode starts with Worf about to kiss her, and Picard in a bathrobe saying, "What day is it?"
Wants you to be Negus. Nobody wants you to be Negus. You're the worst. Frankly, I want Tiny Ron to be Negus.
This show really had us for a second, because you really do assume it's going to be Quark, because he's by far the better Ferengi, than his brother is. He's the owner of the bar.
And by better Ferengi, you of course mean substantially worse Ferengi.
Yeah.
From our point of view.
Yeah. And again, the punch
isn't even really a great Ferengi himself,
He is.
He gave into a labor union.
He pretends to be.
They have
but
to
then
pay. They have to buy their vacation time.
He's a big softy inside. Except for like in the early seasons where he like literally conspired with terrorists to kidnap a Dax symbiote and
That's
stuff
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
Like, he was smuggling weapons. He smuggles.
Yeah, they
drugs,
were still
probably.
fleshing him out. Rom was a disaster in the early seasons too. Like they were, they're kind of.
Come on, he tried to assassinate someone like one
character.
time.
One time.
It's fine.
Like, as soon as he knew Odo got busy, he started smuggling weapons.
I think Nog is the only Starfleet officer we ever see out of uniform when they're just walking around. If literally anyone else was in here, if Chief O'Brien was in here, if Bashir was in the bar, there's no way they would be out of uniform.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, those were terrible examples because they're frequently out of uniform here because they go to the holodeck all dressed up. That's not the point.
I mean, they're in costume for something else, but are they ever in civilian clothes that we see? Not really. Like, only when Bashir's about to get kidnapped by Section 31 do we see him in, like, night tights.
This feels... Okay, Quark's rant here. It feels like the YouTube comments is like, ugh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm unsubscribing. And everyone's just looking at them like, who cares? Nobody cares that you're making your bar all greedy, Quark. They have an empire to run.
Well, he really made out. He's gonna get 5,000 bars and the bar.
I mean, he's been calling him an idiot for 7 seasons.
He's definitely going to get assassinated.
Maybe the reason for the Council of Economic Advisors is to reduce the risk of assassination. Maybe that'll help. Because the Negus is not the end-all, be-all, end-all.
Rom was always trying to kill Quark. Like, Rom hired an assassin to kill Quark. There's every opportunity to try and kill Quark or try and take the bar from Quark. Like, Rom has the biggest character arc next to Damar.
He tried so hard through scheming to become the Negus.
Yeah,
it turns out all he needed to do was become a communist.
No, and
I mean, there are lots of characters with arcs. Nog also has a pretty amazing arc.
No, but see, Rom starts off as I don't want to use internet terminology but a low IQ, average person, and yet he becomes instrumental to so many plots.
See, but like Nog is a child, right? So Ram is an adult who's already like established in their ways. So for a child to change is easier for an adult who's very ingrained in what they believe in to change. And Ram did like a total complete 180.
That's a big jacket. Unrelated to your point. The jacket has nothing to do with that. But it's a big jacket.
He's the chancellor now,
Yes.
so you need a big jacket.
Pakleds have big hats. Klingons have big jackets.
He's got to cover his big shoulders because he's carrying the weight of the Empire on them.
Humans have big pips.
Yep. Romulans just know. I learned from this watch along that, and the people on it in the Discord, that the Ferengi were supposed to be the villains of TNG, the original ones, and that's why,
It didn't work at all.
it didn't work.
Not even close.
But you know what though? You did hate them, right? Like whatever visceral effect you wanted, like the up close shots and their like whips and their idea human females clothed and all that. They're very unlikable. So like the fact that their character arc as a species ends with a socialist egalitarian society is kind of cool.
I think that's a bit extreme. It's not socialist or egalitarian quite yet.
Okay, well, women have equality, and
no, they don't quite have.
They're going to have social security.
It's a big change for them. It's not perfect. It's just
they're
a big
taking
change.
steps towards socialist egalitarianism.
Moogie established women's rights, and now we're establishing some kind of social security.
Yeah, but like they don't overnight like become equal stat. Like it's
we don't either.
It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. On a side note, back in the 90s, there was a. Go ahead.
I wouldn't call our current society egalitarian, and we are better than the Ferengi society at the end of this series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. The Ferengi have healthcare now.
There was a Marvel, I believe it was Marvel comic book, Starfleet Academy. Like, I think it was basically concurrent with Deep Space Nine, and it followed Nog in the Academy. And I think one of the first issues, I've got it still. When he gets to the academy and gets to like his dorm, his roommate is a female Andorian, and she welcomes him in the traditional manner of the Ferengi, and like she's just naked because all the females are naked, and he's like like that anime trope where the blood shoots out of their nose.
Ryan pointed us out earlier that they forgot their injection for contraceptive injection. So that's how they're having
Cassidy would never forget. She's very conscientious. It's all on Ben.
He said Julian reminded him, and he still didn't
went to jail.
Jail? What?
To space
she
jail.
Went to jail.
She went to prison.
She went to space jail for being a
Maquis. Right. Yes. Okay.
She's a convict.
She probably went to beautiful New Zealand. Yes.
Yeah, she went to New Zealand and it was only like 3 months or something.
She wasn't like
another point.
Didn't do anything serious.
She smuggled medical supplies for rebels.
Another thing I want to bring up: do you think that after the war, Cardassian Bajor, like Cardassian is like, we are so sorry. We had no idea. None. Sorry.
I don't think the Cardassians are introspective enough to even realize.
Yeah.
Also, regarding the discussion of Ferengi anatomy in chat, yes, that was absolutely Gene Roddenberry going on for like an hour and a half in a writer's room about Ferengi, and people having to cut him off because he's being crazy.
Yeah.
Remember to take your injections, guys.
There is an experimental birth control shot for men.
it's very hard to knock out someone's reproductive system. It has so many redundancies. We really need it for feral cats and cats.
There was
But
something being
unfortunately-
tested in India.
Well, there's actually a new one. The one you're talking about that was tested in India actually got essentially undone because it was too hard to reverse. But
Yeah.
it's essentially a shortcut for a vasectomy. But the new one that they
Yes.
just tested is to
The gel?
create antibodies that will attack
Antibodies.
sperm. So you can inject antibodies into someone that will attack sperm for like a month, and it's
That's a good
essentially
idea.
Interesting.
It's
Says
Yeah,
everyone
they
make sure to
figured it
take
out.
your shots for your birth control. It's very important.
right. Yeah, exactly.
So who takes the shot? The lady or the
It's
guy?
the woman. It has to be the woman. Like you
Well,
can't.
Okay.
The antibodies
Well,
will not.
if your
All right,
antibodies
it's-
attack your own sperm, you might have an issue. But
Yeah.
I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Mine isn't a foreign organism. For her, it would be. I mean, anyway.
But
But
the
the-
antibodies
But if
don't care
it's
who they're.
designed to
The
if it's
antibodies don't care
specifically
where they
designed to
are.
attack
But like
sperm, it wouldn't matter.
it would be difficult to control the sperm output of the person who is actually like constantly generating it. It would probably use up the antibodies really fast in the man.
Yeah.
Whereas the woman only gets exposed
No,
to.
the male birth control shot hypothetical thing is, well, not hypothetical, they made it. It's just in testing. Is you put a gel in there, and
Yeah.
it's a filter. It's fine.
Yeah, the problem with it is that it was most of the time it was too difficult to reverse, which is why it didn't enter as a birth control option. It's more of like a
Who wants to reverse it?
vasectomy.
All right. The next
What's it
episode
called?
and the final episode of Deep Space Nine in a 1 minute countdown is What You Leave Behind. Actually, not 1 minute countdown. I need to ping some people who are supposed to be here and are not. They reserved spots. Where's Felon? Where are you, Felon? Are you in YouTube?
Maybe
Because you
committing
said you were going to be
felonies.
here.
I haven't seen Felon in a while. I don't think.
He shows
Maybe
up
they're committing
on occasion.
felonies.
We get to see skin in this episode.
Skin?
Mhm.
Yes, many people have skin. In fact, they have skin in every episode.
You know that brains are inside
The
the skin?
majority of people.
Yes.
Did you know that you have a skeleton inside you?
A spooky, scary
I do
skeleton.
not like thinking about that, but it is true.
Did you
But
know
I
that
can- I
your
can
bones
feel
are-
it.
Did you know that all your bones
We're
are
just
completely
Don't
wet?
remind me of that. That's gross.
It's not.
We're just
you're-
chemically electrified balls of fat
It's
driving.
disgusting. There's these
Skeletal man.
things suspended in our bodies.
Yeah.
Um,
You need it. It holds you
they're like,
together.
they're like suspended in there.
You-
Like,
Well, it's suspended or it's holding everything else up. So
All right. 1 minute to the final
Gross.
episode of all of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
What you leave
ye-
behind.
your muscular skeletal system is pretty amazing. The way your skin and flesh is wrapped onto your bones.
Yeah, season 1 through season 7. It's been a long road.
Getting
Getting
from
from there to here.
And it has been a long time, but our time is finally
my
near.
time.
Are we ready to listen to that 3 times a week?
Yes, I absolutely am.
I am muting my end every
I'm
single
gonna have such a
Probably
great
won't
time.
show up for Enterprise.
No, in
often.
fact-
Someone suggested play his theme, the captain's theme.
No.
it really is
Archer's
the
theme,
worst.
yeah.
Archer's
No,
theme over
it has
the
to be
thing
It's a
every
Long
time.
Road.
Okay. No, but I'm just saying though, if you hate it, you can mute it, enjoy the visual, and play Archer's theme, which is
If you hate
arguably.
it, you're wrong. But for
I-
now, press
I-
play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Now, normally I prohibit singing on the stream. I will make an
Long road?
exception
Oh my
one
God.
time for the first episode of Enterprise. It's a long road.
Wow.
It's the
I guess
one
I'll have to be
exception.
there then. Very
Okay.
sad.
I'll get
Be there.
vocals practicing.
I will be there.
It's been
Then.
a long
Okay, good.
road.
My
Hey, look,
hottest
we're
take
seeing-
is that
There to here.
No,
the
Robo, we're
skin.
not there yet.
that the Enterprise theme is better than
But our
Enterprise.
time is nearly there or here.
There you go.
whatever.
If you want to say the song, you have to say the song right now. You can only sing it in 2 weeks. 3 weeks. How far is it? I don't know.
Julian's nipples are dark.
Let's not
Yeah.
talk about Julian's nipples.
Yeah, they covered his nipples up with like makeup. It's weird.
Purple
Why
makeup.
did they cover his nipples in makeup? Why would they do this?
Because you're not supposed to show a nipple.
It's technically
What?
an
On TV.
areola.
Really? You're not supposed to show Julian's.
Male
That's
nipple
really a
up close
thing?
on TV. They're trying to skirt
Let me
the
see.
censors for
FCC
like.
regulation male nipples.
But you have to look at like 1998, right?
Yes, around there.
We both come home alive. That's an interesting promise to make to your fellow officer right before the climatic battle of a war.
Okay, I don't really know how to find FCC rules from 20 years ago. 23 years ago.
I can't believe it. We've seen so many nipples on Star Trek.
I see shirtless.
We see
people
a
on
lot of
TV.
them in
They've all
Enterprise.
been mattified.
Yeah, and in Enterprise especially.
Well, in Enterprise, you see
No, Molly,
bulge
no.
and nipples like all.
Molly, it's
all
not
out.
a toy. Jesus.
It's actually
You
a
need
toy.
to take it seriously, Molly.
It's a toy.
Gosh, Molly.
Fun fact that I've mentioned before, but maybe there's new people. Molly's actress, Hannah Hatay, one or the other, was in an episode of Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay as an adult.
No way. Oh wow! I gotta check that out now.
As a waitress or something?
I
No,
don't remember
as
what
a-
she did. But she was there for sure in a restaurant.
Yeah, she was the waitress at her dad's restaurant, I think.
I love Gordon Ramsay. I was just remembering Kira's pregnancy when she had to sneeze so much, but now fortunately we just get a regular human pregnancy.
Keiko is being really manipulative here because she's feeding lines to Molly. Molly, a little child, wouldn't have thought we're not going back to Earth because you haven't told Julian yet. Kid would have never thought of that on their own.
It's
She
not
definitely
manipulative.
told
That's
kid
just
what
a
to
kid
say.
being a kid. She just repeated what her mom
No,
just
she-
said.
No, her mom was
That
like,
is
in
in
the other
no
room,
way
like,
manipulative.
"Okay, go
What are you on?"
up to daddy, and tell him this.
You're
Oh, she
making a lot of
coached her.
assumptions
She coached
about
her.
Yeah,
Keiko.
it's a shit ton of assumptions.
She coached her. Oh, I know. I can tell.
Okay,
I have
on an
experience
unrelated- okay,
with
hang
that
on,
type of people.
hang on.
Keiko is
Shut
good
up.
and cool, and I will not hear otherwise.
So
Yeah,
this
this
line.
is bordering on misogyny. We need to stop that.
So reports of my death have been exaggerated, but not by much. There's another, not a reference to First Contact, but a similarity to First Contact.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I mentioned it yesterday. I couldn't remember who said it. There
It's
she
not.
is.
I have been in toxic relationships. I know what how a manipulator acts. It
Robo,
has
this
nothing to do with their
conversation is
gender.
ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And
Mark
Keiko-
Twain.
Moon and stars, this conversation is ended. Thank you.
Mark Twain was so witty when he said that, and I love Star Trek for introducing me to Mark Twain. At a
Oh,
young
fish
age.
skeleton.
You know, when I came back to work after just taking, I had a cold or something during the height of lockdown last year, and I just like took off 2 weeks as a precaution because none of us knew what it was actually like. Then I went back to work. They were all surprised to hear I was alive because there was a rumor that I had actually, croaked. So I came and I told everyone, reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
All right.
But it's never a bad time to cite Mark Twain or quote Mark Twain.
Why is the Federation the only empire with different types of ships? Everyone else is just the same ship model of different sizes.
Gotcha.
You know why Deep Space Nine's the best show? Because we get the most
Wait, the
CGI
Klingons
battles.
have 3 different ships.
Yeah, they have the Bird of Prey and the Battle
have-
Cruiser.
Yeah, they have the bird
Vorcha.
of prey. They have the Vorcha, and they also have the D7.
Dagmar.
We see that one every once in a while in Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
Or the
yeah, I
Katinga.
forgot about the D7.
They also have the Negvar.
Right.
Isn't that just a big Vorcha?
Yeah.
The Negvar is from the alternate universe, right?
No, they have it in this.
Also,
Prime.
there were no triangle
Could be
ships
wrong.
in the Armada because Joran ships suck and don't even have a warp drive.
The
They're just
Negvar has
completely
like
worthless.
artillery. The Negvar has giant disruptor cannons for bombarding a planet on the bottom.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
remember the Borg Buster cannon on the Enterprise DX? It's like similar in scale.
Buy a triangle ship.
You mean the one from All Good Things?
And they did find
the
the
lance?
the next triangle ship?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
But we never see them use it. I don't think. Maybe during
No, they
when
use
they
the
were
lance.
sieging Deep Space Nine. No.
Oh,
The
Hey, the little
artillery
guy
on
floating.
the Negvar.
There's a little guy floating in the opening credits.
yeah, he's been there for 7 seasons, man.
Oh wow, you learned
He's
something
repairing the station from the outside.
new every day.
Yeah.
Let me look up
I
a
thought
picture
they-
of the Negvar.
I thought they added that in at some point.
I don't know how to spell Negvar.
NEGH apostrophe
bottom.
VAR.
Okay, so I'm
Hey.
looking at a picture of the Negvar here. Wait for the delay to catch up. There's the Negvar.
Ventral side.
So these two big round things on the bottom.
By Wayun.
Are those artillery cannons? Those might be artillery cannons. I don't know.
Female shapeshifter Salome. She's such a great actress, the way she carries these last few episodes, because she's basically, a genocidal dictator, but like she delivers it so coolly. Like she's about to snap, but she never actually snaps.
It'd be nice if she had a name, at least, though.
Yeah,
It's just the founder. I don't
mean-
think she needs any.
I think it's a god kind of thing. Like, don't worry about it.
She's a drop of the ocean.
I'm just thinking in the sense that it makes it hard to refer to her specifically.
The founder.
I think any
Which
kind of.
founder?
I mean,
Odo?
the
The
actress's name
founder.
Salome is a really great name for her.
Salami?
I don't know why. I don't know. I
Why
don't know
would
how
we
to
call
say
her
it.
Salami?
Because her name's
Salome.
Salami Jens.
Salome is
The
her name.
actress.
Pretty
Salome,
sure it's
right?
Salome.
It's Salome. It's from the Bible and the story of the John the Baptist. It's the girl who dances.
I mean, it's used in that story. I don't know that the
There's
Bible.
not
That doesn't
salami
sound like
the
her at
meat
all.
salami. That'd be funny if it was.
Yeah. You're right. It is an older Hebrew name. Thank you, Mike.
Also, so I know that Wayun trusts her implicitly, but when someone tells you, it's like, oh yeah, I'm lying to them. I'm on your side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would never lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
Seems legit. Oh, we get his contacts this episode as well. Like it broke, it just looks weird. He looks more like a fish than the other Cardassians.
I think you're meant to
What's
hate
the
him.
name of the Cardassian capital? Because they just call it the capital.
Yeah. Because the planet's called Cardassia Prime, and
It's
that's
not.
it.
It's not Lacarian City.
Right.
Lacarian City is
'cause-
about to cease to exist.
Yeah, they do a little Hiroshima and Nagasaki there.
We have previously seen
Uh-huh.
Lacarian City, though. It was where the amusement center was. That Tukawa was going to take his kid.
Wow. Thanks. Good knowledge.
No amusement center anymore.
Nope.
I don't know if you can
You
hear my
can't do
TV.
that.
We
A little
kind of
bit.
can.
Okay. I'm just
That
worried
was-
about the. I'm just worried about copyright.
I was very rude of the Breen. Of the Breen Kira.
Oh, that's a cool thing. I don't remember, but now I do. She's such a boss to be like leading the Cardassian people to freedom. Like her character arc is.
She's one of 2 people in the galaxy who knows what a Breen looks like. Assuming you don't count the Breen. The Breen probably know what the Breen look like.
Yeah.
Did Worf pull a suit off of one of them once?
No, Dukat did.
Hmm.
But
Oh,
like
God, yeah.
Ryan pointed out once, and Wayun just said it last episode, that like the green homeworld is actually tropical. So we actually don't know why they even wear the suits. And I think it's just what in retrospect, the writers are just trolling us at this point with a few things. Like they're just seeing if we're paying
I'm sure
attention.
they are, but we can still theorize.
Yeah. So I think they knew
Those
someone would
dumb nerds.
My
Yeah.
They'll
belief.
make up an excuse for anything.
Yes, I would. My headcanon, my excuse for this, is that the Breen are like Mandalorians, and they just wear the suit. They're not a species; they're just a culture, and they wear the suit to not differentiate themselves from each other. They're all Breen.
This is the way.
Well, why do they have names?
No, and the funny thing is, I think it's into this episode or the last one, but it's like the female shapeshifter. She says, "I hate the shrillness of his voice," and it's just so funny because it's like, what do you mean? They all sound like the same garbled message, and y'all are just acting like they have like so much personality and communication going on when there's clearly not.
I wonder if it would be possible to reconstruct what they're saying. You have to know exactly what they did to change the voice. Because it does sound like a person talking into a voice changer.
So,
you can't kill people, Worf. That's illegal.
I am happy for you, but I'm going to kill him.
I'm very Worf.
And now he's comfortable enough that I can casually refer to his dead wife.
Right. Rest in peace.
She's not resting in peace. She's with the Paw Wraiths now. Or in Stovacor, one or the other. Either way, not peaceful. He'll work it out, don't worry. Have faith in Sadiq and his Tetris abilities.
Why doesn't Julian just move to O'Brien's quarters? He's leaving.
His quarters are bigger.
Yeah, he has the married with children quarters.
No, Julian moves into O'Brien's quarters. Keiko and Molly move to Julian's old quarters, and it all works out.
Okay.
Or Keiko.
I mean, I don't have anything against Keiko, but clearly Julian and O'Brien love each other more.
He's never there.
That's sadly canon. So.
I mean, they were just short of saying it last episode. Or last week.
They said it before. Julian, you're the kind of person people either love you or they hate you. And I used to hate you. And now?
But I love how the low light, washed out effect is used to express like the prophecy. Like, because that's how the wormhole aliens have always been talking to him. So again, we're back to episode 1, the Cisco.
The heck does that even mean, Sarah? What are you talking about? Your greatest journey is behind you? What does that mean? Is it all downhill from here? Of course he's not sure, because she won't give a straight answer for once in her life. Why everybody gotta talk in riddles? Oh, he won the poker game. Nice.
Yeah, but the flashback that kind of reminded me of season 1.
Yeah. This thing is crazy too, that she sent him out blind to go beg for a living, and like she loved him. That was pretty she did that.
I believe Gul Dukat here. I believe he does regret his actions. He wasn't serious enough. He wasn't severe enough.
Ducat is one of those people who legitimately feels however he wants to feel, or however makes the most sense to feel.
Sure, forgiveness.
She's gonna like stab him, right?
She's gonna try. But, doesn't work out so hot for her.
Pirate stuff is really great because, like, Zeus.
Especially the emissary.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna get crossfaded out of existence.
Zeus locks the Titans in, like, chained under a mountain and at the bottom of the sea and stuff. And they only come out. And if they were to ever be released, they would attack Olympus, and we'd all be in trouble.
Oh, I wonder why they would attack the people that changed them under a mountain for eternity. Why would they ever hold a grudge against them?
But
it's self-fulfilling prophecy.
Bad dudes.
The prophets are bad?
Maybe. They did trap the paw wraiths in these caves
It's hard to tell.
for God knows how long.
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to tell from what they say because they don't say anything.
They just say it's not linear.
Yeah, I guess the time doesn't mean anything for the paw wraiths, as they've been there forever and not at all.
But now Sarah's talking about time. Like, the greatest is not ahead of you, but behind. That implies time.
Yeah, and
Is Sarah a paw wraith? What's going on with all that?
No, Sarah's a prophet.
Someone was saying something about that.
She's a prophet, but she was in an orb for a while.
Let's see.
She possessed Cisco's mom and, took away her self-determination. Then she went into a box.
Pretty weird?
And now she's here.
How the prophets just destroyed this woman's life?
Yeah, it's fine. She got over it. She went water skiing afterward and died on the water ski.
I thought she got hit by a train.
She got hit by water at high velocity.
Mm.
I don't think they say how she died. I'm not even sure it was water skiing, but it was, on vacation somewhere.
Listen, the prophets have a plan for...
Shuttle accident?
The prophets have a plan for everything. We cannot doubt their mysterious ways.
I doubt them a lot.
They definitely had a plan for Sarah Cisco. Let me tell you.
No, but here's the thing. I think even like Cisco forgetting his shot was like the prophets too, or something. Because like
the prophets on purpose.
Yeah.
The sorrow was you're gonna have a baby. That was the sorrow.
She died in a hovercraft accident in 2336. A hovercraft.
Oh, okay. So we're not even water skiing.
It's one of those dorky fan boats.
Maybe.
Catamarans.
All right, I'll leave that one.
By the way, did you get Triangle Shift 50, or am I just seeing things? I thought I just saw that number increase slightly, just by 1 point.
The triangle shift counter? No, that we haven't seen a new triangle for a while. It's just been 50.
Okay.
Well, there's been one this season.
Yeah,
Kira almost dies in a triangle ship.
We need more.
I need to sell one.
Maybe we can count how many
You're counting how many
nipples we see in Enterprise.
It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I think they're matted over in Enterprise
so
too.
Impatient.
I mean, we could just count the number of times someone takes off their shirt instead of specifically nipples.
Yeah.
I like nipple better. Just
no.
I think there's an episode where there's
the
50
nipples.
but yeah.
Well, then, what if someone turns half to camera and you can only see one? Does that count as 1 or 2?
That is 1. That's 1.
That's 1. It's 1.
The show is
so
a little.
One nipple's
is not
okay, but 2 is not.
No.
Why is 2 not okay?
I don't know.
I mean, Yeah, we all
It's
have.
just if we're gonna have a nipple counter instead of a triangle
not
ship
having a
counter,
nipple
it's just
counter.
gonna be.
That was.
What about that time where Picard is like
How about
being tortured
decontamination
by that Cardassian?
chamber
Were his nipples also
counter?
taped over, or is this only Bashir's nipples?
Shirt off. That'll.
Oh,
just
look,
be
it's
fine.
Salome Jens, being the founder, talking to the brain. Wow, would you look at that?
Like, you see
Does
she's
it-
falling apart, but she's still the most tyrannical person you've ever seen on television.
She's a real girl boss.
She out-tyrannied space Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Oh
Who
yeah,
waves
they're
his
gonna have
hand
communications
vaguely.
problems. I understand your pain, Wayun. Trying desperately to get your connection back up in the middle of something. That threw me off. That computer voice. But no, it's like, wait, that's a Federation computer
Waxana.
voice.
What are you doing, Waxana?
But no,
does
that
Majel
was
Barrett play the Cardassian computer as well?
no.
Well, it's when they took over Beta Z. They hired her real quick to revoice all their computers.
No, because this voice is the same on DS9, which throws me off. But of course, it's a Cardassian station, so of course they have the same voice.
Mm-hmm. And that voice is definitely not Majel Barrett.
It's not
because it
Majel
sounds
Barrett.
like Majel Barrett a little bit. Maybe I'm just
DS9
used to the
computer
Deep
voice.
Space
I don't
Nine
know who
voice.
it is, but it's Judy Durand, according to Google.
Mm.
Judy Durand. I don't know who that is, but that's who it is.
She's funny here. I'm sure Broco will be very happy to hear what you have to say.
She's strong.
Yeah, she's super strong.
She's like infinite
Apparently, she
strength.
was also a space dock controller in Star Trek 3.
Oh wow.
She was additional voices in Finding Dory.
Oh, when they're stealing the Enterprise, you see her in like the background.
She was the computer in Max Headroom. She was a computer in Max Headroom.
You played 2 computers?
Yes.
Broca's like the
cast as computer.
Broca is the worst because see, every other Cardassian is a patriot and they do whatever they do so that like because it's implied in the Chain of Command episode in TNG, the Cardassian people were poor before their military expansion, and I'm not justifying like a military expansion, but just like they had very hard roots and that's why they may have done some unscrupulous things. And
Broca's a patriot, but to the Dominion.
So
yeah,
Judy,
that's what I'm saying.
Judy also played another computer on Baywatch Nights.
3?
And then there's a bunch
Outrageous.
of different like video games of Star Trek and stuff if you count those separately. But
Those shouldn't be counted separately.
When you participate in the liquidation of your own people, like you're just the worst.
she was also the
Like-
Voyager computer in Star Trek Elite Force, and that counts as different because that's a Federation computer.
Well, that's interesting.
I really mistake her for Majel Barrett.
Yeah, she's very similar.
Mhm.
That's probably why they went with her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Maybe
she's been a
just
computer 4
imitating Majel
times.
Barrett.
4 different computers.
4 computers.
How convenient they logged into this broadcast just as it was starting.
Yes, very convenient. Maybe this is the VOD. It always plays from the start anytime someone turns on their computer. Lacarian City. It's gone. No more amusement center.
Outrageous.
They literally destroyed Nazi Disneyland.
Nazis had a Disneyland. Fun fact. Not Disney per se, but Although he was Disney also an impact?
Zoom in on his face.
Why is it zooming in
I
on
think
his
he
face so
was.
much? We don't need the entire square of the frame to be Jeffrey Combs. Handsome
I don't
man
know.
though he
The more
is.
combs we have, the better.
Well, we get more Combs if it's zoomed out a bit, because we can see his ears and his hair and his neck and anything but the square of his face. That was a weird line reading, Garrick.
And Damar's hilarious for saying, I should have killed that Vorta Jackal when I had the chance. Like, you did kill him in that transporter accident. And then you destroyed the cloning facility so that no more Wayun would ever be made.
And he let Worf snap his neck.
We consider that using violence against the Dominion is just as bad as being the Dominion.
Who's concerned about that?
No.
I'm not concerned about that.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
I'm very concerned about it. I really hate violence.
Nope.
This
Violence is a tool.
whenever they get hailed in this show, I freak out a little bit because that's my ringtone.
What's with the weird screensaver between them?
That's always been on the Defiant thing. I think it's for long range communications.
Just you don't want to have them right next to each other. Why not have a little bit of a border in the split screen?
It's not a cable news show.
How come like Zoom doesn't have that feature? They just put the cameras right next to each other. Let's have a nice little fancy border.
The way Discord does it is fine, except they sometimes, like, if you have 3 people, it doesn't really, or maybe it does. It used to do it in a really bad way, like, it didn't maximize your screen space.
Whatever class of starship you like, you have to love this episode because you're gonna see it. 3 galaxy classes in one shot. Somebody hold me.
Oh, the Sea-Tech and the Majestic are gonna die again. Look out for an Excelsior class getting like lanced from below.
Oh, just now. Oh, that's from above.
No, it's a different shot.
Okay.
That's a different Excelsior getting lanced from below.
Okay.
I've been using Discord for over a year, I think.
Yeah, me too.
No, the Sea-Tech and the Majestic were in a previous battle that Dax yells about, Jadzia, and they're just gonna reuse the shot here of them blowing up.
It's a good shot, okay?
It is a good shot. In fact, they reuse it multiple times.
Look at this 360 angle.
I mean, this franchise reuses shots in movies, so.
And we blew up the Jem'Hadar warship. Booyah!
I got a screenshot of the Negvar firing its artillery cannons.
Very fancy artillery cannons.
Awesome, Robo.
Yes.
But it is a modified
disruptor
warship.
artillery.
Thank you.
It's bigger.
Yeah, but it's like it's had a few things added on. Basically, like a triangle ship.
Looks like a soda bottle.
That's become a pack-led ship.
I think it's Sluggo Cola.
And you have to love.
I don't see where it's saying it's a okay. It has a strong resemblance to the Vorcha. I don't know. It's like a scaled up thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a modification.
So everyone, make sure to follow Mila's advice. Make sure you get enough food every day so you can grow up to be a big, strong Cardassian.
Yeah.
Wish.
You love her, the way she climbs up the steps.
She looks like she should play Mrs. Claus.
Or, I was even thinking like an.
Oh, this is where Garrett goes beast mode.
Yeah.
This is where no, he doesn't. He just gets flashbanged. Doesn't do
but
anything.
this is the inciting incident which causes him to like forever hate. Whoa, Galler class.
It's big, huh?
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
There's
no.
the Sea-Tech.
Miranda, two
Lands
Mirandas.
from below and tips over to the side. It's gone. Also, I looked it up. She does not ever play Mrs. Claus, unfortunately.
It reminds me of Robin Williams playing Mrs. Doubtfire, because it's like you gotta exaggerate the hips a little bit when you walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
So that strategy the Jem'Hadar just used, where when they're about to just blow up, just ram someone. Why doesn't everyone do that? Worf tries to do that, but he doesn't even succeed.
Just fix the shoulder. That's not a good way to talk to your doctor.
It's also never worked. His shoulder's never been good.
That's true. It's been like even in the
Is that the same shoulder?
from the Section 31 episode, it's like you sprained it kayaking. It's better now. That's how I know he was lying. Hey, the flux capacitor and the self-stealing stem
So now
ball.
Julian's gonna make sure that the war doesn't end, so that they can stay friends forever.
That'd be evil.
Why are there lines? We're in space.
Julian, make sure his shoulder never gets better, huh?
What lines? We're in space. Go around.
That's been a problem since Data commanded the Sutherland. And
Well,
he threw
you can have Z translation in the lines. You know,
no, but
they don't have to be two-dimensional lines.
It's a lot of space to cover.
All lines by definition are two-dimensional.
But the point is,
You know what I'm
not,
saying.
a line in
You could
space
have-
shouldn't be a barrier necessarily.
You could have a plane of starships, I guess.
Like
The
you know
line
how
can have a Z translation.
you know how like aerial warfare transformed the battlefield? Imagine that in every direction, not just from above.
How often do you see a line in a dogfight?
Well,
During
yeah,
the battle.
you could
it's
argue
impossible.
that the planes are following a line.
They fly in
Yeah,
a
but-
line until they actually get there, and then it's just a mess.
Yeah, and they don't form a perimeter flying suspended in the air until like the other planes come at them.
No, Jim, just shoot them. Don't give them any chance at all to do anything. Just shoot them. Don't ready, just shoot. What are you preparing for? You're always preparing. Just shoot them.
The Jem'Hadar are so
Boy, good
bad.
thing there's a
Though.
couple of Cardassians standing back there.
They don't even allow their prisoners final words. Yay, freedom.
Well, men like him still cannot stand up to antimatter torpedoes leveling the city.
No.
So there's
Galaxy
still some
class.
issues here.
So it worked with the Dominion until the last possible second.
If you love the Galaxy class, stay tuned.
%60%. They've been in this fight for a while. And
Does
they're
the
still
Sao
going.
Paulo, is it equipped with rocks?
Well, I don't see any right
It is,
now.
in fact, equipped with rocks. Rocks.
I'll keep an eye out for rocks.
So when O'Brien leaves, no one replaces his station? Like, he wasn't doing anything important?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Oh, does it say USS Defiant? Okay, but where's the registry number?
It's the Sao Paulo.
Not anymore, it's not.
Mm-mm.
God, if the founders could have just held off on the genocide for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Is this really the right time?
It's funny because in college, in political science class, we learned about Nebula class, Excelsior class. Sorry, I'm like a bird watcher for starships.
Oh,
But
like it broke up.
That's good though.
When they study aerial bombardment during World War II and stuff, most of the time people think that when you bombard a country, it's going to demoralize them and make them like surrender. But usually it has the opposite effect. It creates a rally around the flag effect that like they become even more resilient.
Are you telling me we bombed Afghanistan for 20 years and didn't solve the problem?
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
What? Wait, who saw a triangle-ish ship? Where is a triangle-ish ship? There's no way there's a Bajoran triangle in that fight.
I think the Bajorans are outgunned.
Maybe a little bit. Yes, Founder. Yes, don't give him the opportunity. Just kill him. No, don't take him out back. Just shoot him here. Shoot him right here.
She's so evil.
See, he is a patriot.
Yeah. But just... No, the big Gemini Dark Command ship is a different kind of triangle. We only want one specific triangle model.
That's when I always found the founder was always evil.
Yeah,
It might be triangular, but it's not the triangle.
And
fact,
again,
let
it's
me,
hard to pity. It's hard to pity the Cardassians, but they just got the Order 66.
We want this triangle ship specifically.
Yeah, it's a certain model that was used in both shows. It's a specific model.
And in Enterprise and in Voyager.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which Kardashians? Kim? What's the other one?
Chloe.
I don't know.
Chloe.
Larry? Speaking of Kim, did you see that Kim Jong-un, the genocidal dictator, has slimmed down a bit?
Yeah,
Lost
I
some
saw
weight.
that.
No.
I saw
I
that. He
didn't
came
see
out of
that.
hiding. We haven't seen him in
Jong-un.
months. And now he's
Of course-
like almost
The specific picture I saw of him was actually stretched vertically. A little bit.
No, but he did clearly lose weight, even from his
Yes.
like face and stuff. Yes.
He lost weight, but they somewhat exaggerated how
Yeah.
much.
Plus, he was wearing black, which slims you down also. But he clearly lost weight. Oh, those are the caves. How nice! What a beautiful setting for an evil temple of
Where's
evil
the
spirits.
fire? Yeah, these caves are pretty disappointing. Where's the, Nothing's burning. What's the point?
It's like looking at a crack in the concrete and saying, "Oh, look, it's the Grand Canyon."
Exactly.
You know what that sigh
Yes.
was for? The sigh was for the fact that we're never going to get an HD remaster of Deep Space Nine.
Never say never.
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 I mean,
Don't
this-
you
we're never
ever?
going to get an HD remaster.
the
of Deep
studios
Space Nine.
do hang on to this footage. Like they
Have the film, but they have it all like they don't have it edited. It's they have all the individual takes, so they'd have to reassemble the
Yeah.
original edits of every episode and then capture it and do all the special effects again. And
That's the big
It's a
thing is the
undertaking.
CGI would have to all be redone.
Yeah, that's the hard
yeah,
part.
the original models don't have the definition to be rendered at like 1080p or 4K, so because they were designed around standard definition, so they don't have enough detail. They have to rebuild everything.
CBS is
all the
currently
assets.
obsessed with producing as much Star Trek as possible. So if there was ever a time, this would be it.
Yeah, well, since they're not,
They're making
mean-
like 7 different shows.
I think this they call it the golden era of Starfleet because like I'm just getting ready to watch Enterprise because I've never really like it was kind of hard.
the golden era was like just before the Next Generation started until
Yes.
just up until the end of Next Generation.
Well, yeah, but here, I mean, what we're watching too is very fine television. Like, not for nothing. Like, they've done so many amazing character arcs. So I feel like the golden era ends, kind of. But also, so they.
I'm not talking about the golden era of Star Trek. I mean, like literally, they have a golden era of
Starfleet.
the Federation, the
Yeah.
Starfleet,
Yeah.
and that's like the Galaxy class was the capstone of the golden era.
Okay, so
like,
you're talking about the
it
golden
ends-
era of Starfleet, not the golden era of Star Trek, the television show.
Yeah,
Right.
I was the one who conflated that. Sorry. But like, look at this. Like, they're cackling You know, like, like you can't. It'd be hard to make a show this good. I want to say that.
I don't think they'll ever do better.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even these two, we hate these two so much, and they're together now.
Actually,
they're just incredible
Actually,
actors.
to put a really fine point on it, I think it would start when they launch the Excelsior class, and it ends when the Enterprise encounters the Borg for the first time. So that's the golden era, where there was basically they had no technological equal, and they were just out there having fun.
Yeah, you're right. It was like the 90s for the United States. Soviet Union collapse. There's no technology. You're not
The
even a
dot-com bubble.
You're not even a superpower anymore. You're a hyperpower.
Dark time.
The 90s was the dark time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even have Faith of the Heart.
We had silver
Completely
ponchos.
worthless decade. You're down to 45. Jesus, how many do you carry?
Probably a few hundred.
It's like
It is a
every
warship.
deck, every room except the bridge is just full of torpedoes.
It must be, yeah. Has to be.
I guess that means if you ram someone, they and everyone adjacent to them just blows up.
Well, those warheads probably aren't armed, Ryan. They're
It doesn't
probably
matter if they're
pretty
armed,
inert
they're full
until.
of antimatter.
Uh,
Once one goes, they're all going.
are they though? Are they?
Yes.
Or do they
Yes,
get?
very
Or do they get
explicitly.
like topped up when they're loaded into the tube? But quantum torpedoes are basically the thermonuclear bomb version of fusion bombs, where the antimatter is just is the detonator for the quantum warhead. And
the catalyst
just
for
like
the
a fission bomb is the detonator for a fusion bomb.
Well, you definitely fit a few hundred torpedoes on just one deck of the Defiant. Well, it's a pretty big ship. It looks small, but it's got like
The
10
scale
decks, right?
of the Defiant varies wildly episode to episode.
Yeah, it's not in scale when it's docked with Deep Space Nine. It's way too big there, but it's still really big.
Well, that's why Worf takes exception when Riker says tough little ship. He's little.
It's definitely little compared with the Enterprise,
Mhm.
but that ship is unnecessarily huge.
The Enterprise E is very slim
But
compared to the D. It could almost,
Sorry.
without the nacelles, you could fit the
Sorry.
entirety of the Enterprise E inside of the saucer section of the D sideways.
The E is just a little bit slimmer than the D, right?
It's slightly longer and much slimmer, but if you take the nacelles off and you just have the hull and the saucer section in the primary hull, and you turn it sideways, you can fit it inside of the saucer section of the D.
they made a really good joke right now.
Wow.
Kira and Garrick. Why don't we just ask them to send the female shapeshifter outside?
They might do it. You don't know.
Yes.
It's like, but is gallows humor, or like they're just in such a desperate situation that all they can do is laugh about it, and it break. You know, the amazing thing is though, it breaks up the tension of the episode. Well written. I'm gonna say even better than TNG's last episode.
Yes.
No comment.
The Connie is
What's
tiny.
under that helmet?
What's the Connie?
Because like
The
remember
Constitution.
Oh,
Steam Runner,
Barely bigger than the NX-01.
Excelsior, then Steam Runner.
But the NX-01 is much prettier than the Constitution.
That is a bad take. It is a pretty ship.
You're a
though.
bad take.
The I am full of bad takes, but the NX-01 is prettier than the E, the D, the C, and probably prettier than Voyager too.
And the
you
original
think
Enterprise.
NX-01 is prettier?
That
Okay,
is
hold on.
NX-01
I'm
is
just
the
gonna talk
prettiest
about-
ship.
I
I'd
don't
say
know.
it's probably
NX-01 is
third
the
best.
best looking ship they made.
third best. I'd probably like it
There's-
better if it had a better model, I don't know.
Daedalus class all the way.
It doesn't
Wait,
have an engineering hole.
Isn't
It
the
has like the
Daedalus
little
the one with the
pod.
ball?
Yeah,
I
the
do love
clunky
the
ball.
Daedalus, but it's not a hero ship, so I won't rate
Oh,
it
his
with the
contacts
others.
are off.
But I love the Daedalus.
No. Yeah, I like it too.
Wayun is a little
I like-
wall-eyed in this scene.
There was also a change between First Contact and Insurrection, but they don't really explain in this picture.
There
There's
he is.
so
Look
much-
at his eyes. He has special eyes.
Oh, it rolled away. Yeah, it rolled up into his socket.
Still wonky. Hang on, let me bring up a picture of the NX-01 just to admire it.
It is very pretty. It's one of the better things about Enterprise.
Sketchfab,
also-
ooh, a 3D model of the Enterprise.
I also like the
One of my
Discovery.
friends made a 3D model of it. Let me see if I can have her pull it up for me.
I was reading from an architecture point of view that like the way the Discovery has the cutout in the center makes a lot of sense because like if you have a gigantic building, you want it to have window space. You don't want it to like just be a giant hunk with no windows. So I do like the aesthetic.
They shot Casey Biggs.
Does anyone else have Michael's mic on all the time? See that? Or is it just on my end?
I see it too, but he's not making any noise.
Yeah, there's no static or anything. Michael, speak to us, Michael.
Maybe he's in a
Michael?
vacuum chamber and like the mic knows it. For
Ooh, that-
Cardassia.
Garrick shouting Cardassia is what I used in the 12 Days of Christmas.
I don't think I saw this one. I'm gonna have to find it.
Well, I'm gonna be reposting it with better audio quality this December. Because the current one's kind of off. Doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
there's a
think I've seen it.
D7.
There's the Deredix.
Yeah, the
Two of-
TOS ships really are the best in my opinion. The D7/Katinga is great.
The parallels to World
Katinga
War
is one of my favorite designs. I will agree with you.
the parallels to World War II are throughout DC9, but at the end of both World War I and World War II, Italy switched sides.
When I was in middle school, I made a 3D model of a Katinga and a Constitution,
cool.
original TOS Constitution.
Did they sue you?
Do you still have them?
They're probably still on my old computer. It's in my basement. It's been in my basement for like 25 years, 23 years or so. I could try, see if it boots up. Windows 98.
You gotta love how this episode builds up to a climax.
Yeah, this episode's really good.
Like breaking your
We
way
did
into
it.
the enemy's central command is like the hardest thing possible.
We captured the founder.
He calls her
Oh.
Colonel. Oh, she's promoted.
Yeah, she's Colonel Kira. Well, now
I don't
she's
know.
apparently Commander Kira.
Yeah, I don't know Army ranks as well as Navy ranks.
Does Kira now have 2 jobs? She got a field commission. Does she have both ranks officially?
Yeah, she has 2 pensions coming in.
Rude.
I mean, he was making a fun joke at the genocide that he had just ordered. You'll
Yeah.
get what's left of Cardassia, so I think those should be fitting last words for somebody who ordered just genocide. You know, this is the best line ever by Salome.
Salami.
It's, you know, you're gonna win, but I will make your victory as bitter as possible.
Pyrrhic victory.
Yep.
And then as soon as they get the wormhole back online, they can just come through with, the whole rest of the fleet instead of this little expeditionary force. There's
Like,
a
in
lot
other
more
words-
Dominion out there.
She's going to fight to every last Cardassian man, woman, and child.
Well, I don't think she'll survive because she's dying.
She'll be fine. She
She-
can't die.
she's not-
She's a god. How are you going to beam down there? It's blockaded. How is this going to work? Don't they have
I
to be
think-
like in orbit to beam onto the planet? What's the range?
Use
here?
Dominion transporter.
I guess Odo's safe because they won't shoot him in any case.
How?
So if it's just
well,
him.
we know it's genetic. I was gonna say, how did the Jem'Hadar recognize Odo as a founder? But I guess it's just bred into them.
Yeah.
That was explained.
I mean, I know we're making
How
fun
nice
of the
of
cake
her
set.
to let him have the first drink.
I think the lighting is really amazing. Like, I believed there was fire in here. You know, the wind isn't too bad either.
Oh, bye,
you
Mark.
fooler. You fooler, Adami.
She's
You
just
did
a
the
big
all those,
trickster.
try to do all those Bajorans.
Oh, someone worthy of them. You know,
I
Jakar,
should've
maybe
stepped
if you
away
had
from
brought a
him.
gun.
Well, he trusted her. She's a dummy. It's a large
He
dummy.
was a dummy for trusting a dummy. As nourishment, do they eat souls? How do the
Yes.
paw rates work?
Yes, they feed off of souls.
Very good. Thank you for asking.
When was the last time they got a soul?
It's been a long time. Dax, actually, Jadzia.
So somehow he got here. I guess he took a shuttle. It was like, hey, yes, I'm a founder. I would like to come over for a visit. I'm like, oh yeah, come on. Love to have you.
By the way, this is a really bad idea. Because last time Odo linked with
Well,
her...
on the last time
Yeah,
we
don't
trusted
trust
Odo,
Odo.
he literally joined the Dominion.
But
So
you trust me. No, I
Yeah.
don't.
Like,
It was treason.
yeah, like, Data pretended to be with the Borg Queen for, like, 0.63 seconds. Odo was, like, for 3 days, her pawn. Her willing stooge.
Yeah, I guess Kira just doesn't remember the time he told her she didn't matter, and Rom didn't
Yeah.
matter, and nothing matters
he
except the
gaslighted
Dominion.
her. He's like,
All
oh,
her
that didn't
friends-
happen. You imagined it.
All her friends and the whole Federation didn't matter.
Now, if we're talking about emotional manipulation here, I think Odo's the big bad.
So,
Yeah, of
should-
that. How did Odo manage to convince the Bajorans not to hate him? Think he'd be enemy number one.
Now, I did ping someone who had reserved a slot today, and if he were here, he would have told us that Odo is a fraud.
See,
fraud.
He
Garrett
is.
gets what's going on.
What is he a fraud of? Who has he frauded?
He
Everybody.
defrauded the Bajorans into thinking he wasn't a collaborator, for one.
Well, somehow, no one's told us how he's done it, but clearly he's either done something that he doesn't talk about and no one ever talks about, or he somehow
Doesn't make him any
convinced
less
them.
a fraud.
I don't know. We don't know what he's done. He had to have done something.
He got several innocent Bajorans killed, and a lot of technically guilty, but they were fighting for their freedom Bajorans killed. Like a lot of them.
Technically guilty of unjust laws under a hostile occupying force.
Yeah. Also, but he let Kira go, and ironically, Cardassia would not be saved today if he had just thrown in Kira as the person they were looking for when there was
Now,
a
that
bomb
doesn't
went off.
actually help his case, because that makes him a terrible security officer. He thought she was guilty, and he didn't arrest her because she's pretty. He's a terrible cop.
Yeah.
But she saves the day for Cardassia, so it was meant to be.
I'm just reminded of that video of a cop who pulls someone over. It's like, oh, I thought you didn't give pretty girls tickets. It's like, you're right, you don't. Here's your ticket.
But,
That's what he should have done with Kira.
Here's your ticket.
But the other thing is, though, I realize as bad as Section 31 is for creating this virus, it only ends because we were able to barter the cure for the virus. So in a way, again, it had to be this way. Because I don't think...
Surrender and we won't commit genocide.
Mm-hmm. Or stop your genocide and we won't commit one also.
Now, this, I think, is a fair ending.
Nerys.
The founder did say that Odo is more important to her than the entire side of the galaxy. The entire quadrant. She doesn't care about that. She just wants Odo.
Mm-hmm.
He's overly attached ex-girlfriend.
No,
actually, she's just the dude. She's just the girl that he. That this opens up all sorts of really weird doors, Ryan. Don't say that.
It's her belief in racial superiority because they're gods. It doesn't matter how many solids are killed or if they lose the solid quadrant. They need to be together as changelings.
I was gonna say that she was just the other woman like that stole Odo away from Kira temporarily.
Yeah. There are some disturbing implications.
But now, yes, now since you said it's his mom.
See, DS9's so great. Like the Federation has been to war with Cardassia, but we're still not going to celebrate.
That was 2309. There is no finer vintage.
Can appreciate a good genocide.
Poured it out on the ground. Damn humans. Wasting 2309 blood wine.
The 2309 is a waste.
Only 800 million. That's not too bad. I was expecting it to be in the billions. I mean, they were bombing a planet with antimatter.
Star Trek writers don't understand scale.
No, apparently not.
Pretty much ignore any number said in Star Trek.
How many people in Florida died to the Xindi?
I think it was 7 million.
I think it was like 1 or 2 million.
They keep talking about Florida, but cut Cuba in half.
Yeah, but I don't have anything against Cuba, and I have something against Florida, so I'm going to talk about Florida.
It was 7 million. You're right.
Hey, come on now.
No, Florida's fine. Also, I looked it up. It was 7 million. Yes. 7 million deaths.
I have like encyclopedia-like knowledge of obscure factoids of.
Also, in the show, we never meet anyone from Cuba who lost their family and laments their lost home. Just Florida people. Just the one Florida person, actually. There's only one person on the ship who actually knows anyone who died in the attack.
But it's a main character.
Yeah, he is.
Well, there probably are more. You just don't meet them because they're like one of the 100-something crewmen that we never interact with.
I don't think there's even 100 crewmen on the ship. I think he made that number up.
How many crew?
I think it's.
I don't know. I think it's like. Yeah, I was gonna say 80 to 100, somewhere in there. Because it's got to be less than the original Enterprise, which was 80. 80 is a good number. Do you count Porthos? Is Porthos in that?
Yeah.
Is it 83 people and one dog?
Well, it says 83.
Or is it 82 people and one dog?
Yes, 83 people and a dog, and all of Phlox's animals. Like his Pytherian bat is very important.
Didn't it save the dog's life, or
we just had a goodbye between Julian and Garrick.
Yeah, whatever. What about the dog, though?
Why did the Vorta have to sign? Why would you ever trust a Dominion to sign a peace treaty?
Well, their whole thing is order. They're lawful evil.
Okay. They also know when they've been beat.
They haven't been beat. The like 90% of the Dominion fleet is still in the Delta
Yeah.
Quad or Gamma.
Yeah. Actually,
They
yeah,
just open
we
up
were
the
not-
wormhole. The Federation's
Yeah.
screwed.
Remember how she said that Odo is worth more than like the entire war to her?
Yes.
Why didn't they just like say we're gonna execute Odo unless you stop the war?
Yeah.
That's not the direction I
'Cause
thought you were going with that,
that-
but I guess they could have done that.
Then it would have ended 4 seasons ago.
He would have been like, "Yeah, okay, you do that, and I'll just raise the whole Alpha and Beta Quadrant to the dirt. I'll leave nothing but dust."
I mean,
Oh yes, fate plays cruel tricks on us.
I don't think Worf would be a good ambassador.
No, he wouldn't. He's awful.
So,
But then
so this is
that seems to be a running theme because
was-
Waxana is a terrible ambassador.
Yeah.
Was Worf
true.
was Worf technically ambassador to Kronos during the events of Nemesis or
Nemesis.
Insurrection?
Yeah. So why is he on
Maybe
the
during
ship?
Nemesis.
Why is he on the
So
Enterprise?
if you're the Federation ambassador, you
Yes,
wouldn't
during
also concurrently be a
Nemesis.
member of Starfleet. any
Maybe he was
longer.
kicked out of the Federation Ambassador Corps and he's just like floating around. He's like a Starfleet hobo.
Just threw on his own uniform, and he's like, "Yeah, guys, I totally have orders to be here. Here they are," and they're just handwritten in crayon on a napkin.
I mean, Spock became
And
an
it says like,
ambassador after being part of
Admiral
Starfleet.
Nechayev, totally not Worf.
Spock was an ambassador.
Yeah, and he didn't even tell the Federation.
He was
that
no longer a
going to
Starfleet
He
officer.
was going to go try to negotiate the biggest treaty ever. Didn't tell anyone about it.
Yeah. And he infiltrated a totalitarian country without authorization.
Could have gotten captured
No,
and
they
tortured.
had a
and...
Senate. It's not totalitarian because they had a Senate. They didn't have a praetor yet until or whatever.
They had a proconsul.
I mean, it was totalitarian in the sense that
The council is basically like a
Look,
prime
Yoda.
minister, right? It was elected by the Senate. So
Yeah,
they were.
but okay,
There wasn't a single person
dictator.
holding power.
It was-
Why are the Romulans so obsessed with Rome?
It wasn't authoritarian, but it was totalitarian in the sense that if you were talking politics while having soup for lunch, you would be disappeared the next day.
Hang on. Does the Vulcan Romulan split? Does that line up with Earth being in ancient Roman times? Could the Romulans have been observing Earth, and that's why they're so obsessed with the culture? They're just Roman weebs.
Or maybe that's just what
That
the
makes sense.
Federation translation
Leaves.
calls them.
Well, they have the exact same governmental style as well.
Yeah,
They also have
I don't
a
know anything
planet
about
called
Romulans.
Romulus and Remus.
The Senate, yeah,
And they have Centurions.
and sub-commanders.
Oh, in the background of this scene, it's just all some of the directors and writers. There's Ira Stephen Bear behind Odo. Can't see him now.
Does he have a purple beard yet?
No, it's brown.
No.
That's good.
Oh, there's Casey
The
Biggs.
purple beard was a mistake.
Right there in the middle of the screen. Casey Biggs. There's
Hey,
Damar.
Casey.
And I think that's Jeffrey Combs next
You're
to him.
such
Yeah.
a huge nerd. Really? That Jeffrey Combs is there?
Yeah, that was Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
right
so
between
cool.
Julian
Aw.
Look, an unmade up Jeffrey roommate.
and I think
he was there,
moving across
apparently.
screen right now, that's Martok, white-haired man.
Mm-hmm.
There he goes.
Wow.
There's Vic Fontaine, but he's supposed to be here.
Where's Tracy?
She's not here. There's no Tracy. So yeah, all or at least most of the
Tracy?
people in the background.
Oh, there he is again. Yeah, and Jake.
Yeah, Jeffrey
Look
and
how
Casey.
tall Jake is.
Yeah, dude's like 8'7".
He's grown up so much. Remember when he was small?
I do remember when he was small.
Wow, that was a great episode, guys.
Now, at this point,
Not
the episode
over
is all
yet.
downhill.
It's like 25 minutes left.
25 minutes left, and it kind of ruins part of it.
Yeah, but they're wrapping it up. Like, you would think that, like, you know, the story is ending because everybody's had their plots, you know, wrapped up.
Well, we haven't wrapped up the religion yet.
Yeah, the Cisco.
Though, yeah, they should have
He
wrapped
should have
that up
said all
sooner
good
and then
things
had
come
this
to an
video
end.
game.
Ah! He should have said all
like
good things come
the-
to an end.
Ending episode, except what they did with Odo.
I don't like the fire cave stuff in this episode.
I like
No,
it.
I like the cackling.
Personally, I think
But,
they should
like-
have wrapped up everything and then had this be the last scene and fade to black at the song.
You know, like, villains are usually so alone. You know, like Maleficent, Darth Vader, Cruella de Vil. You never get, you know, maybe like Rita and Zed in Power Rangers, but you never get someone truly evil find their truly evil soulmate and like just both of them having a
Oh, Rita
relationship.
and
Oh,
Lord
there's Ira
Zed.
Stephen Bear
Oh,
on the
good
left.
times.
It's not
Cigar.
really what happens, though.
Like,
Like, Ducat was her sacrifice.
no, he was using her and she was
A
using
loving
him.
sacrifice.
As a married person, I'll tell you right now, that's love.
She did say that she was looking for someone
Love is
worthy
not
of the
when you
paw
poison
raids,
your-
and she chose Ducat. He was worthy.
No.
That was a
Maybe
genuine
she hates
kiss.
him because
She gave him a
he's old
genuine
Ducat.
kiss. No, she gave him a genuine kiss. When he came back, she says, "Oh, I was waiting for you," and like, she takes him there.
There's Ira Stephen Bear again, center frame. Jesus.
Yeah, that
He's
is
always
him.
there.
He made her feel so young, you know.
Wrinkles your nose. Is that some kind of Bajoran joke?
Yes.
Can't say that.
Yeah, so the question is like, how much of this in the audience is just like cast and crew, like just
All
all
of them. All of them.
I'm figuring.
I don't know
That'd
what
be
most
that's
of
a
the
nice
writers and
touch.
producers look like, but all of them.
Yeah.
What's that guy to the right of Vic Fontaine doing? He's not even playing his instrument. He just has to stand there awkwardly and watch.
Maybe he plays during certain parts of the song, but not all parts of the
Yeah,
song.
it's not his
Or
part.
maybe he doesn't
He could
care
be
to
a
play during this
backup
song
singer.
at all, but he plays during other songs.
Jesus, do you always have to be center frame, Ira?
Gosh, Ira.
I like the trees. That's a lot of fire spirits. That's a great screen.
So this is some CGI that would have to be redone.
The
There's a
contact.
lot of CGI in late Deep Space Nine.
Those are contacts, though, that he's wearing, so that's fine. Oh, and we
There's
cut
the
away,
same
and he's instantly
contacts that he
transformed.
wore when he
Oh, they turned him back into a
Told Jadzia.
Cardassian. Yeah. Magic.
Like, it's
Sense a disturbance in the force.
That's the second earring he's torn out, by the way.
I hope they're
one
clip-ons.
one in each ear. One in each ear. No, they're not because they had blood when the last time we saw it.
Ow.
I mean, it's very fitting that the pirates would use the genocidal governor of Bajor for their liberation from the fire caves.
How come that woman is holding her purse in one hand while she dances? Does she think another hologram is going to steal it?
Maybe. Super realistic.
I'm looking for blood on his ear, but it's a bit zoomed out.
Nope.
Oh, turn your head the other way, Mark.
There was blood. There was blood when he ripped out the what you call it? The other one, the red one in the Pa Wraith cult episode. So
You
I'm
see
just
the
assuming that there will also
Covenant?
be blood here.
It looks
It's a
like no.
clip-on.
There's no blood this time. He learned his lesson. He no longer does piercings.
Maybe
he
they
does
just
clips.
maybe they just forgot.
I don't think they forgot. I think Gold
Or maybe he
Dukat
doesn't have
learned
blood
from the experience.
because he's a demon.
Or
He is technically
yeah.
a zombie right now. So there's an outtake here. There's no official blooper reel. We've just seen like a few things. But there's one where Cisco goes to punch him, and he accidentally actually punches Mark Alimo.
Oh no!
Knocks him to the ground.
Poor Mark.
They should have used that.
This is some top tier acting by Avery Brooks.
And it would probably
They're
ruin the immersion a
Being
little
knocked
bit
down by magic.
if he right there.
Yeah, I agree.
That punch. If he punched Gold Dukat possessed by a demon, and he went and grabbed his nose like, why would you do that? That might ruin the immersion slightly.
Yeah.
This is just weird. What are you doing, Avery?
But you gotta love Cisco because he knows how to needle Dukat, like egotistical megalomaniac. Like, check yourself. Like, Dukat must have been really jealous that Cisco became the emissary, because like the Federation becomes the savior of the Bajoran people when he wanted to be one.
Dukat, maybe you should just shoot him.
He tried, but he forced away the gun with the force.
No, Dukat should go pick up the gun and shoot Cisco.
Oh.
Also, Avery, that was a very interesting line reading of I am.
Wait,
Yes.
Kylin has a face turn? What about this?
Oh, Jesus, what happened? Yep. But it's fine. For her betrayal, she's going to be crossfaded. There she goes.
Damn, she got vaporized.
That's another great
Bye.
scream. She did a good scream though. I mean, the first one was better.
And nobody knows that Kylin is dead.
Jeez, how deep is the cave?
They'll probably make her a saint.
You shall not pass.
I was thinking of
The, like swimming through fire. Avery Brooks is amazing. Can you make an edit where it's just 10 minutes of that looping?
I could. But Gold Dukat falling and clutching the book, that just looked like Gollum clutching the ring to me.
It could be both.
But this came first,
Well, like a decade.
visually.
And you're where you belong.
Dead.
I really think they missed out by not making a movie.
We are going to
Would've
get a
been
movie
nice.
out by
Well, Nemesis destroyed any chance of a Deep Space Nine movie.
Yeah.
So Avery
Well, you
Brooks.
kind of needed one with the ending, with Cisco leaving and saying that he'll be back, and then to never follow up on that is just sad.
It was very important to Avery Brooks that Cisco not be a deadbeat parent and he not like
Mhm.
walk out on Jake.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
then
I was just gonna
In
point
the
out now
finale,
he
he
leaves
walks
Jake
out on his
to
pregnant wife.
right.
Yeah.
He leaves Jake to raise his son.
we don't have the movie. We may get a movie yet, and it may show that he's there
You
to
can't
be
get a
good
movie
father.
now. Two of the cast are dead.
He may be a good father after.
Well, Odo fucked off for some reason, and
Well, we don't
so
need Odo because
him.
he's a shapeshifter.
And Nog
We
is
need
kind of
someone else.
a
Yeah.
Oh,
minor
no-
character, as much as we
Nog-
love him.
Nog is an admiral with Section 31.
I don't think Avery would want to, though.
Yeah.
I think he would, because like he's holding out because he hasn't done any other roles.
I'm pretty sure if you offer any actor
yes.
enough money, they will take any
No.
role.
But he's not an
Opposite.
actor anymore.
If you offer him an excellent role, he might take it.
Avery Brooks, well, let me look it up to verify. I don't think he does acting anymore.
Doesn't matter.
Like he
It
said, he'll
does,
be
because
back, and
I want him to do the story. Ideally.
very clear that they want to make a movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't act. He did it. He narrated an episode of the TV series Bible Mysteries, though, in 2004.
I mean, he narrates a lot of stuff, but like, yeah, he won't act. I see him like narrating space documentaries about like the planets and stuff.
I don't think it counts as a good warning if the prophets are the one that are keeping him away. They could send him back.
If it's not linear, they could easily send him back. Like, it's not even a thing for them.
Maybe
They've
lower
done it
deck
before.
on it.
Like, anywhere, anytime you want, we can transport you. We're outside of time.
So if the prophets, as Cisco was going to say, if they could bring him back yesterday, is the fact that he's gone for like months at least just mean that they're dicks?
Yeah.
They're just being mean to Cassidy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because according to the book, she actually has the baby, and God, the baby's probably 3 to 6 months old before Ben comes back.
We're all awaiting the return of the emissary.
Yes, we are.
Never gonna happen.
What? Ryan, bye.
Sadly, you're probably right, but I don't know.
How come he didn't talk to Jake? Does he not like Jake?
Yeah, why don't he bring Jake into the white space as well?
Is there a capacity limit in the void?
Yes, the capacity limit, or the Cassidy limit.
Marshall.
You know,
he finds Santa Ana.
Not for nothing, I do love the white washed out effect that we see in Tapestry, TNG, and this Prophet stuff. And I think, like in Harry Potter, when Harry dies,
This is my favorite moment in the whole series.
They played a little bit of Minstrel Boy.
Yeah,
that
yep,
up.
Minstrel Boy.
Falcon.
This is a little weird.
That's like O'Brien's theme, Minstrel Boy, because it's a sorrowful song.
It was his first
and he
good
gets to
episode, all to
suffer.
himself.
Yeah, he was
about
part of the Setlick 3 battle. This was a really great show.
So this is the ending, right? This is the last thing, and then we're gonna cut to black.
Yeah.
No, this is some Lord of the Rings shit here. We got like
How many
5 more
endings
endings.
do we have? We had the casino, we had the Celestial Temple, we have the flashbacks, and then we have Odo leaving, and then Odo on the planet, and then I don't even remember
We
the
don't
others.
have.
There's
Do
like
we have
4
any
more
shots of
endings here.
Jadzia?
No.
Are there any
Jadzia.
shots of Jadzia here?
We don't remember Jadzia right now.
They can't use her image because they don't want to pay her any more money.
No.
Which has more endings, DS9 or Lord of the Rings?
By the way, put the Bond Skyfall movie in there too, because even after it ends, it's still like this movie should have ended 20 minutes ago.
So when the final Lord of the Rings movie came out, I was in college, and the theater near my college was doing a marathon where they were showing all the movies in a row. And I went, and I was in the theater for that entire run without a bathroom break. And at the end, I was like, "Okay, it's over. Oh no, it's still going. Okay, it's over. No, it's still going." No, I had to go to the bathroom so bad. And it just kept going. I'm like, "What the
Never
heck?
ends.
It's just ending for 40 minutes."
Oh, hey, Morn.
Like, DS9 took all the great characters, empires, story building, and then of TNG and brought it to its natural conclusion and climax. Honestly, when you like right now, we're all doing streaming television. It's easy to imagine something people watching this, a storyline, you're like binge watching. But back then, you had to tune in every week. Make the time slot Saturday, Friday, 9
With small
o'clock,
Jake.
whatever it
Tiny Jake.
was.
Small Jake.
He's
And
so
you had
cute.
to follow
Ah,
a show, and
The
it had
hair.
to be Planet of the Week. But it was so ahead of its time and giving us a 4-season story arc.
Does Jake now
right,
inherit his
fade to
dad's
black.
land on Bajor?
Oh no, it's not over yet.
Fuck you, Odo.
Like this episode.
Why didn't we have this before the montage?
Now
There's
this
also
is
an
the best
outtake
scene.
here that I can never use because it's just like someone's handheld camera pointed at a screen at an angle and shaking. Where they kiss. Not Odo and Kira.
Just
I don't care
fix
about
it.
them.
Just stabilize it and upscale it.
That's going to be so much work. It's at an angle. I'd have to warp it and stable it.
You could do it.
Like,
No, you
I
wanna.
believe in you.
Enterprise got a difficult reception at the beginning, and and Ryan, I don't want to offend you, but watching it at the time, I found it hard to tune in every week. I found it a little bit boring, but I'm sure I'll like it when I watch along with the community. But
Everyone that climbs
Enterprise?
the mountain because they're in love.
Yes. What did you
Why
find
was
boring?
that in the flashbacks?
But Deep Space Nine, man, it brought it home. Like it just sucked you in with the characters and the stories. And like I was saying, it's through syndicated television, like one episode a week, but you still got drawn in, and it had a magic to it. Like all these characters, they're so vividly written.
I'm just disappointed they didn't kiss.
I don't know about that.
They love each other.
I don't know about that.
They really do.
Now these two, they definitely love each other.
Yes, they love each other. They don't kiss though.
No.
We don't get kisses
Ryan's
in
married.
this episode.
Little peck on the cheek. Come on, you can do it.
The one island on the whole planet.
Were they always blue? Aren't they
Who?
gold normally? The
Yeah, they're
Link?
They're sick.
golden.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
they're
yeah.
yeah.
They're sick.
It's okay. They'll get better.
It's like their pH is wrong.
You want Kira to lie for you?
Yeah.
And don't they know the second he links? Don't they know everything about Odo? Why doesn't Odo just go home with Kira? Doesn't he love her?
This is all just an excuse because he's a fraud. It's like, no, I have to stay with my people.
No,
They
it's
need
fucked
me.
up, honestly. Like,
No, look, he was
Kira will die
orphaned.
in like
He was
60 years
orphaned
anyway.
He was one of like 200 sent out. He didn't know what his race was for his most of his childhood and his until adulthood. So I don't know, when you don't know where you came from, there's all kinds of anxiety, and for him
He's
to
still
be
functionally a child.
for him to be able to reconnect with his biological family is kind of a big deal.
I guess for Kira, it's not that
Yes,
big
that
a
doesn't
deal,
mean
though,
he has to
because
leave
she's gone through like
forever.
5 boyfriends this show.
Really?
Yeah.
5? I thought it was just Barile
Barile, Shakar,
and Shakar, and then
Barile,
Odo,
Shakar-
right? So 3.
Maybe.
Odo. Well, wasn't there that one other terrorist that used her to get back on to get on Deep Space Nine?
They didn't really
She
have
wasn't
a relationship.
involved
They
with
kind of
I thought they were
Shakar.
just friends.
She had a professional relationship with Shakar.
See, people have to. People are having to
Shakar?
drop out of the voice chat because this episode's just going on forever.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
I'm okay with the length in the individual scenes. I just think they should be reordered because it's really awkward to have ending after ending after ending.
Yeah, I mean, remember I said 20 minutes ago when Cisco was toasting the finest crew in Starfleet, I was like, "Hey, that was a great episode, guys," and that was before the fire cave even. Oh, look, she sits in his chair. How
Well, she's
poetic.
the commander
Yeah.
now. It's her station.
And Bajor doesn't need Federation joint jurisdiction anymore.
The first thing he ever did was cargo inventories. Remember when they were testing
do.
him to see if he was serious about
And he found some
joining
things
Starfleet?
that the actual Starfleet people missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Odo?
Nog.
Thank you.
That ball doesn't have all the signatures, though. Where'd they go?
Where Ezri has to listen to Julian go on and on and on.
She loves it. It's special, Ezri. You can't intrude on his special space.
She seems
300. Now
Oh,
they're
we were
role-playing
talking about
300.
shirtless people before. If they go to that pass to defend against the Persians, there's going to be a lot of shirtless men. Like a lot. 300 of them, actually.
You can't date your patient.
You really can't.
She's
I
not
don't think
talking
she's
about
seriously
counseling.
suggesting that.
I think she's suggesting they do something else tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, what do you mean? I don't understand.
They're gonna watch Star Trek together.
They're gonna Star
I don't know if
Trek
that's a
and
good
chill.
idea.
Lacars and chill.
Unkte?
Hi,
The heck is Vedic Unkte?
hi, Kira.
No, that happens in a book.
Kira is going to have fun now that Cisco isn't there to hold her back.
Kira is a practical resistance leader. She is not a spiritual leader.
In the books, she becomes Kai. Can you believe that?
I don't think she has enough hypocrisy to be a religious leader.
I don't know. I don't
She's
like
perfect for
that
the
the
job.
books put
Hypocritical.
everyone we meet in positions of supreme power. There are more people in the
they?
galaxy.
Did you know that there's a mirror Kira who wants to kill every possible Kira in every universe in the novels? There's a fun
You know what?
fact.
There's a movie called that with Jet Li called The One, where he's going to
Chris
all
Skeleton.
alternate realities
Oh,
and
it's gone
killing
now.
other versions of himself, because every time he does that, he becomes stronger. And when it gets down to just one, he'll be ultimately powerful.
Is Kira the
According-
Bajoran Highlander?
According to the books, this alternate Kira was like being tortured by Dukat for all of Deep Space Nine, and she hates being Kira and wants to wipe out all the Kiras, especially herself.
Why?
And she goes on a ridiculous quest to kill all of the Kiras.
Is this the last shot?
They're dumb.
Weird.
Is this the parting shot?
I'll post it.
I think this is
Zoom
the
out
actual
or
ending.
beta
I think it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the last shot. And the only use of the DS9 CGI model.
Correct.
You can tell because it looks weird.
Well, they had to use the CGI model to have the window shot.
Mm-hmm.
And super up close and super wide.
You know, the Deep Space Nine model is friggin' massive. They could have just blue screened one of the windows.
You said this is the
off.
You said this is the only use of the CGI model?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh wow.
I buy Deep Space Nine.
DS9 is now over. We've done it. We've now finished TNG except 2 of the movies. And we have finished Deep Space Nine. And after that, so next week is going to be the 2 remaining TNG movies. Insurrection on Saturday and Nemesis on Sunday. Then we're going to do a week off. Then the week after that, so 3 weeks from now, is going to be Voyager and Enterprise. I don't remember which I said comes first. Hang on, let me check the schedule I posted.
Enterprise. Do you like it better?
Oh, Soma, you arrived just in time for the credits.
Yeah,
he was here before.
Yes, I was sitting listening to the YouTube for when the episode actually ended.
So it's going to be Enterprise on Saturdays and Voyager on Sundays. That's what I set up.
Yes.
Okay. So, what we're leaving behind here is what people think are the best of Treks.
What a great name for an episode though, too.
Though now people are all confused, like on the reservation thing, some people typed in What We Left Behind, which is the name of the documentary. That's not helpful. You can't reserve the documentary. We're not even watching the documentary.
We should. It was free on YouTube for a while. Now it's not, unfortunately.
Well, I do own it. We're not watching it now. I think we're done. The only thing left is that we are going to see a pretty massive drop in quality when we start the new shows, because I really like season 1 of Enterprise. I don't like season 1 of Voyager. I know some people do. I just don't.
It's
personally.
pretty rough.
It's rough going.
Well, that's fine. We're going to get through it. I really like season 1 of Enterprise. That'll be great. But for now, we're done here. Get